I worship you.
You are here.
You are here.
Touching every heart. I worship you.
I worship you.
I worship you.
I worship you.
You are here.
You are here.
Healing every heart. I worship you. Yeah. I worship you. 'Cause you are a way maker, miracle worker, promise keeper.
Light in the darkness.
My God, that is who you are. You make a way out of no way. Miracle worker, promise
Keeper.
light in the darkness.
My God, that is who you are. That is who you are. Waymaker.
Miracle before you. Silence the bones. I've seen and read. The heavens are roaring. The praise of your glory. For you are raised to life again. You have no rival.
You have no rival. You have no equal.
Now and forever.
For all you reign, yeah. Oh,
Yours is the glory. Yours is the name. Above all names. 'Cause you are a
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper,
light in the darkness.
my God, that is who you are.
Yes, waymaker.
Waymaker.
Miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Who you are.
Waymaker.
Miracle worker, promise keeper,
Light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
that is who you are.
Yeah, you are good.
In the morning I say you are good. In the evening I say you are good. You are good to me.
You get along. Oh, you
Are good. In the morning I say you are good.
In the evening I say you are
Good.
You are good to me.
I was singing.
I will sing of your
Goodness. I will sing of your love.
Though the seasons
Seasons come quickly. You are always in and out.
though the
Oh,
night may get dark, though the waiting seems long, you have always been faithful.
oh, you are good. In the morning I say you are good.
In the evening I say
You are good. You are good to me. Yeah. You are good. In the morning I say you are good. Yes, you are. In the evening I say you are good. You are good to me. Keep Come on.
Keep on getting better.
Oh, keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. Yes, oh Lord.
Keep on getting better.
Keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. Yes, you get better. You
Keep on getting better.
keep on getting better. Oh, keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. Yes, you do. Keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. You keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. Ah, good.
In the morning,
Thank you, Jesus. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. In the evening, I say you are good. You are good to me. You are good, Lord. Lord, you are good. In the morning, I say you are good. In the evening, I say you are good. You are good to me. Church, thank you so much for joining us, whether it's on Instagram Live or any of the platforms or the Church Home app. We love you so much. If I could take a moment just to thank Jordan and Esther and Philip for taking time and being here in the studio to lead us in music was pretty awesome. I love you guys. Thanks for being here.
And thanks for bridging.
My privilege.
Hey,
You need to be 6 feet away though.
No, because we're...
Oh, that's right. We've already
we're good.
contaminated each other.
So contaminated. But hey, for real, since we're doing things, thank you for not just trying to sugarcoat what's happening in the world right now, but really making what should be the main thing, which is Jesus. And just the reality of this life and the pain of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like when this life gets more painful, the reality of Jesus and the beauty of who he is even comes alive so much more. And as we're singing this song, you keep on getting better. It's like, well, God actually can't get better, but in our perspective, we can see that he really is so good and he loves us so much. And so I love that. Thank you.
I just love getting a compliment from you. Feels like the real deal. You know?
I feel like I never give you compliments.
No.
but-
I feel like you do give me compliments. It's just fun when you give me public ones.
Oh, okay, good. But thank you for publicly complimenting my driving.
Are you?
I am a good driver.
Are you tired of being quarantined with me? Or are you okay?
The only thing I'm tired of is how loud you get when you're on Instagram Live. Our house is not big enough. There's not a single room in our home
To be
that
honest,
I cannot hear you, and I'm trying to do other
it
things.
actually got hurtful a little bit
I know, I
last
kept
night.
saying
You came down the stairs, and I wasn't even on Instagram Live. I was just being myself. And Chelsea walks down the stairs, and she's like, "You are so loud." And I literally turned to her, and I'm like, "Sorry for being me. I don't even know what to do. What do I do
Sorry
now?"
for being me and liking peace. Okay, but anyway,
You
that's
married
not.
me 20 years
there's
ago. How can you not be okay with my volume?
I always thought I could get away from you for a moment. So anyway, that's not what this
The
moment
truth
is
comes out
about.
about our marriage. That's the truth. You're like, "Oh, I always have taken my space. Now I can't."
But I love you so much.
Keeps on getting better. Someone just said on Instagram Live, every pastor wants to be a worship leader. I am a worship leader. Is worship music or is it everything?
Okay, we have.
Okay,
we have
okay,
things to do.
anyway.
People's time to respect. Although maybe not really, because maybe you're just like, keep going. because
Keep on
You're
going.
entertaining my
We don't got anything else
I
to
don't have to my
do.
spouse
Keep
right now.
on
I still have to listen
singing.
to mine, so.
Don't know where to go.
Hey,
All right,
a couple things. First
Okay.
of all, if you raised your hand or if you responded in any way to that prayer, you want to
Yeah.
know Jesus more, maybe you're looking for a church community to join at this part, a digital community, can I invite you to join us? We actually do have a really live, vivacious church community that is really, it's a lot of, takes place in a lot of areas,
Yeah.
but it's centered in the core of it really is our Church Home app, and I would love to invite you to download that. It's free. There's incredible digital groups that are happening there. There's a pastor chat that you can connect with one of our staff pastors anytime that you feel like there's something on your heart or that you need. There's also incredible church kids lessons. I know we're leaving from here after the newts or whatever we do, and we're gonna do church with our kids. So there's a whole toolkit for parents for how to be pastors of your kids. And so there really is a real, live, vibrant digital community that has daily content as well as real people who want to interact with you. And I know for all of us in this season of isolation and social distancing, we actually need each other more than ever. And I think we even need more than our 10 Swatters family who we have right now. We need more than even the people we're with. We need to remember there is a world outside of ourselves, outside of our homes, and it's not just the world that we see on the news. It's a real world that's happening with real people's lives. So I'd love to encourage you to join us there at our Church Home app and join that digital community. We would be so happy to serve you any way possible. And just as we conclude, we always do conclude our community gatherings with a moment of giving. And this is a no-pressure moment, but I do think it's really important for us to take a moment to speak to our finances. Because right now, so much of the fear, I know what's happening around the world. Yes, it is about the coronavirus, but it's also about the economic effect of what's happening in our lives. And so there's never pressure to give, but we want to take this moment to talk about our giving, our generosity, but also our relationship to our finances. And I read this verse this week, and it just jumped out at me. I thought, how could it be that there was a verse that speaks so accurately to what we're facing right now? And it's in 2 Corinthians chapter 8, starting in verse 1. This is Paul, who Judah preached about back when he was still alive, when he was a little bit younger, writes this. He said, "Now, friends, I want to report on the surprising and generous ways in which God is working in the churches in the Macedonian province." He says this: "Fierce troubles came down on the people of those churches." And when I read that, it just gave me such peace and confidence that we are not the first generation on planet Earth to go through fierce troubles. I know it's the first in our lifetime. Right. It's the first for our kids. But it's not the first time that this has ever happened in the world. And so we have these predecessors, these people of faith who have gone before us to demonstrate what do we do in relationship to our finances when we go through fierce troubles. Listen to what they did. He goes on to say, "The trial exposed their true colors. They were incredibly happy, though desperately poor." And I loved that because I realized so much of the fear around what's going to happen with the economy is tied to our subconscious belief that we think our happiness is tied to how much money we have. But if we can have this mindset that even whatever happens in the world, we don't know what's going to happen, but even if we end up incredibly poor, and I'm not saying that's going to happen because I don't believe that, but that does not affect our happiness. It says they were incredibly happy, though desperately poor. And I have such a conviction as Jesus followers that our happiness is not tied to our finances. But listen to what happened in their finances. It says the pressure triggered something totally unexpected. An outpouring of generous gifts.
Pure and generous gifts.
Oh, sorry, I missed the pure. Thank you for reading over my shoulder.
I'm sorry.
What if I preach? What if you preach and I just read over your shoulder? I was like, man, corrected you.
You kind of do. Welcome to my marriage. Go ahead.
Not publicly.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. The outpour, the pressure triggered something totally unexpected. An outpouring of pure and generous
That's their motive.
and
That's
generous
so cool.
gifts. Paul says, "I was there and I saw it for myself." Listen to what these Jesus followers did in these fiery trials that affected them even economically. He says they gave offerings of whatever they could, far more than they could afford, pleading for the privilege of giving to the relief offering for the saints. And I just thought that's how I want to be. And we're in these moments of fear and wanting to isolate and just insulate into ourselves. And I truly believe one of the most significant acts of worship and faith and courage that we can do during this season is to follow what our predecessors have done before us and say, no, I'm going to give generously during this season. And for you, maybe you're watching, and maybe for you don't attend church home, maybe for you giving generously is continuing to give to your local church. Can I encourage you to do that? Our churches need our continued giving during this season. Maybe for you, generous giving is reaching out to your neighbors, or I know we aren't really seeing our neighbors necessarily, we're staying at home, but kind notes and encouragement, or however the Holy Spirit is going to lead you. I believe that we can be generous, and also we'd love to encourage you to participate in the generosity here at Church Home. If you're on the app, there's some giving hands, or there's so many ways to give. Hopefully there's a prompt coming beneath me because I don't know what they are. I think text give generosity to 97,000. Prompts are coming. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, I love it when there's prompts.
Well done.
Well done, team. But there's so many ways that you can give. And I just feel like no matter what it is this week, can we all do something? Can we all give something? Step out of ourselves, follow our predecessors, and be those kind of people. It's not even the amount that is as significant as the actual act is. And so I really believe it's going to be significant.
It's interesting that you just, and we're coming to a close, but yeah, it is interesting that you said that because that's exactly what I felt. It's like, hey, can this week, talking about Church Home, everyone that's a part of Church Home, and I'll be talking to Abigail in Brazil. It was like, I'm a member of Church Home. It was so cool to talk with her. But for Abigail in Brazil, or for any of those watching in Asia or United States of America, specifically Seattle and LA, if you're a Church Home member, can I encourage you this week? And I rarely do this, but can we make a statement to ourselves and to our community and to the cities and people groups we're called to reach around the world? Can we do something this week in giving to Church Home, pooling our resources together? Church at Home is actually 2 years ago became a big part of our vision. We look into the future of our church, and if you like Church at Home, welcome to Church Home.
Yeah.
This is a passion of ours going forward. It's also an opportunity for us to be so sound when it comes to fiscal things and financial things. And so if you'd like to give to the future of what we're doing, to what we're doing right now as a community, let's all do something this week together. You can give on the Giving Hands on the app, or wherever you are on Instagram, other places. You can download Church Home and
text generosity
find out.
to 97,000.
Or text
97000.
generosity to 97,000. You're a graduate of high school, 97? Yep.
Congrats. I was 96, but that's a
Well, I
different
know. I
story.
married an older woman.
But hey, thank you.
It's a big deal when I was in 7th grade and you were in 8th grade.
Such a big deal.
I'll tell you that right now.
You totally scored, and you still
Tell you
do.
that.
So I
I'm
scored
growing
too.
out a quarantine beard.
I don't want to talk about your facial hair.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Hey, thank you so much for your time.
Let's go back to back at
Okay.
the conclusion.
Thank
Thank
you so much
guys.
for
Like,
joining us
what are
today.
we doing? This is ridiculous.
for your time, and hey, we really are praying for you this week.
And we're going to go live at noon. We're
Fun.
going
Love
to
it.
do live at noon. So if you want to join us here from the studio, we're going to probably try to find some food and coffee. And then we'll see you again at noon if you want to join us again.
Or if you want to invite a friend.
Yeah, invite a friend. There we go. I'm like,
Now that you know that we're not like sacrificing cats or anything, you can be like, hey, maybe you know somebody.
Yeah, and it just dawned on me. I just asked
Thanks
people
for
to do
laughing
this
at me.
again. That would be like, you know what I mean? But if
We
you
have nothing else to do.
yeah, we're just over here shooting breeze, as they
All
say
right.
in the industry.
Let's sign off.
All right,
All
we're
right.
signing
Love
off.
you so much.
Love
See
you,
you
Church
at
Home. See you at noon if you want to, or go live right now on Fox, United States of America. Ty Dillon is racing
You're
NASCAR.
making a promo.
No, we're not on Fox. But Fox Sports 1, Ty Dillon
Okay,
is racing.
love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye. Keeps on getting better. Keeps on getting better.
The cats think copy. I wasn't ready for it.
Okay, we're still live. Still live on Instagram. That was so good, babe. That was so good, babe.
Oh, yes, you're preaching. Yes.
Keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. Love you guys so much. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good out there? Just saying hi. Okay, we're gonna take a little break, which probably means I'll go on Instagram Live again, but we're gonna do that, and then we'll be back. Love you all. Hope you're staying safe. We're going live again at noon, but I'll be live on here again soon. Okay, love you.